After the miles of wiring were installed in the dash and in the fender wells, we also installed a tilt column for comfort. We upgraded the audio system, and pretty soon it was time to try and turn the key and see if this thing would run.
So far, it runs and drives pretty good. Granted, I haven't taken it up to much speed. And the first thing we're doing here, we're seeing how much it weighs. And with me and Ben, the camera guy in the truck, it's tipping the scales at 45-60, missing some pieces. So it's not exactly light. So there's definitely some things that we got to deal with on it. We got a check engine light going. We're running the factory Ford ECM. That was actually the simplest solution in order to keep the Ford 4R100 transmission working, along with the 5.4 supercharged engine we've got up front. The problem with that is there's a lot of things that are no longer with us that we didn't take out of the donor truck. Most of that's emissions equipment. We've got some things that have to do with body control modules and cruise control and that sort of stuff that we're not using. So there's a few codes. We've got a aftermarket tuner, a Diablo Sport, that we've been using on it. Has a limited ability for us to change things, but somebody who's a Diablo Sport dealer and tuner can write custom tunes for it. We've been working with GRC Performance out of California. They wrote a tune that defeated the anti-theft because of the truck thinking it was stolen, basically. And after we get some miles on it, do some data logging, we'll email that information to them, and we'll be able to get it tuned up even better than it is. Although, considering what we've done here, it doesn't run too bad going down the road. Once we get a few more miles on it and we're sure it's safe, we might lean on it a little bit. But the next major step with this is going to be taking it apart and painting the engine, transmission, and all the parts we made, and then putting it all back together. One of the things that we're doing differently on this truck than we've done in the past is we're using Dakota Digital's OBD2 interface for these gauges. What that allows us to do is save some time on wiring and also get more accurate data about what's going on with the engine. So our speed, our tach, our water temperature, and a bunch of other things like our shift indicator are actually coming from the ECM. So there's no programming involved other than telling the Dakota Digital gauges what signal to look for. But our speedometer's right for the stock tire size, our tach's right, and our temperature is what the ECM sees. So we didn't have to find a place in the motor to put another sensor.